Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today we're going to take a look at this PB Swiss Stubby Swiss Grip Coin Driver for plugs and plastic screws. That's what it's listed as, Swiss made, serialized, kind of nice. It's the 8126 is this particular model. It's got the Santoprene handle, smaller or stubby handle, but there is a larger version available that uses more the handle in this form. I got the shorter one, which oddly now is more expensive than the longer one, but it sort of acts like a coin. So a lot of times I'll use coins. I have several different, actually a bunch of different kinds of coins that I hang on to. These are old European coins before the euro, for different kinds of screws, or in many cases to access watches, the battery compartments. And I just find the particular coin that fits the best. In this case, here's a 10 dinar Yugoslavian coin. That was before the breakup. That fits in there pretty nice. Another 5 kroner. That's pretty good there. But anyway, this also fits, lines up with a little bit more play. But when you're using something flat, you have a tendency to walk it out or scrape out the corners, because this is, especially on this guy here, it doesn't actually work at all, because these are carved in at with a arc to them, and that arc needs something that seats deeper into it, whereas if you use something flat, basically you're just generally picking up the two edges and you can easily strip that out. And if you're using plastic fasteners, it's nice to have a really good seat in there. This one's fairly flat. You could use a traditional screwdriver with it, but anything that's been carved, or if you've ever tried to fix or remove a bolt or some stuck fastener where you actually grind it down. So I do that sometimes with a Dremel tool, with a grinding disc, and it actually grinds a shape into it that when you stick say the shape was more like this, when you stick the screwdriver in, you don't really get the depth in the center. Instead, you're working with the edges, and it's easy to strip and break that out. Because if you can imagine a grinding wheel spinning like this, it's going to carve something in that shape, and then it's nice to be able to overlay a fastener, or a tool into that fastener shape in order to get good purchase and allow you to unscrew it, especially if you're dealing with plastics, battery plugs, things like that. I got the shorter handle simply because I wanted a little bit more control, smaller tool, and if I use it for battery compartments like this, I can even extend my thumb out and touch the workpiece while I'm holding onto the tool, and that can help index it so I don't, if I do slip, I don't make a mess of things. Sun-tube batteries or sun-tube watches tend to chew through batteries pretty fast, especially if you use the compass feature. And I've got other watches and GPS things like this where I want to be able to insert a tool with better dexterity, say, than a coin. Although I have grabbed coins, like this actually holds them extremely well. Love this little Gador. In case you're wondering, this is the 8248 160, but I've actually held coins with pliers in order to operate them, so why not just eliminate the middleman and go straight to the tool. Anyway, love PB Swiss tools, outstanding quality, well done. I've started to appreciate some of the stubby, or the big small tools, or the small big tools. In fact, just the other day I was working on some plumbing, and this actually was a lifesaver here. This guy here, it's a fairly large, it's 15/16 sort of stubby wrench. Now you might think, when am I ever going to use something like that? Well, I needed it on a valve, one of those little toilet valves that's designed out of pot metal and comes apart after a couple of years. And I needed to get one of those out, but there was very little room, and I had to grab it with something big. I tried it with an adjustable wrench, but I just needed to get down and hold on to it so I didn't break it off the pipe. And this, I had very little room to work, and this actually was wonderful for that. So this 15/16 snap-on that I picked up, I don't know why, but anyway, made a big difference. So I appreciate some of the smaller, big tools. And this is one of them, you know, as is the snap-on. Anyway, that's what one looks like in person, in case you're wondering. And with that, Doc out.